Yeah, I don't have anything to talk about. But I hit points in the day where like motivation happens in my brain, something sparks, and then I have the want or need to talk about something, but it's never in opportune times where I can talk about it and bust out the podcast or you're around or whatever. And so oftentimes we end up going to horrible topics that don't really contribute to society, maybe even help further diminish it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Our topics help improve society.
All of them?
All of them. Every single one.
You
cannot name me one that doesn't.
Remind me to tell you a story off podcast that might be the funniest, but yet at the same time the saddest thing you might have heard today. So why are you showing me these horrible videos?
Because it's funny.
And I don't know what that happened to that girl. And she's obvious. That's another thing I'm not into that girls have right there. Fake lips. I cannot stand that. That's another thing, ladies. Hopefully you're learning tips from this podcast. Fake asses are highly unattractive, and fake lips are highly attractive. You want to do the titties, I'm not mad at you. But I think it's just because we've been socially kind of programmed to like that stuff. At least, I grew up with Baywatch. We've talked about this in the past. And so, that wasn't a big deal. But when you get into lips and asses, it doesn't look right. And, it just doesn't look right.
No.
Put down your phone. You're getting too distracted by hoes.
Man, I'm looking at these things.
Yeah, right. You're looking at hoes. Those are out already, by the way.
I
don't want any of those. I don't want any of those. So I haven't ordered.
You don't want those?
Nah.
I kind of want those.
We're talking about World Collectible figures. I like the set I have, the Dragon Ball set. Those, I don't know. I don't like the fact they're all flying for no reason.
The only thing that I don't like about this set, people are like, what are they looking at?
World Collectible figures.
Is that from bandypresto.lex.
Band Presto, not Bandy. Where are you getting Bandy
I say Bandy Presto. I'm dyslexic like no other.
I feel like as I'm getting older, I might be getting slightly dyslexic.
Tell me, man, it happens.
I think I entered my Social Security like all jumbled up today because I was doing something through my. Anyways, not too much information that you guys don't give a shit about. But I was trying to enter my social and it was like, I think wrong. And I was like, oh, wait, that's not the right order of these numbers.
Yeah, no, probably not. But I do that all the time. I had it in my phone for a while because I couldn't remember it.
Your social?
Yeah.
When do you use your social? Usually it's like the last four, right?
Yeah, I had just had the whole thing in there. I just make it look like a phone number.
Do you know anybody's phone number? Like if you ever had an emergency situation, you
had to
call somebody?
My mom's, maybe. Wait, let me think about it in my head. Nope, I don't.
I don't know any, dude. I know my number, but only because it's been the same number.
I don't have no fucking number either.
I've had the same number since freshman year of high school.
There's a 6 in it, right?
No, fool. There's a 6 in it. It's like the wrong digit.
No, man, I don't know it. My dad that just happened to my dad earlier. He said his phone died.
He's like, I had to find a payphone. I couldn't find one of those.
Well, he was like, oh shit, what happens if my car broke down or something? I had to call you. What was I gonna do? He's like, go. So well. He was like, yeah, I was gonna go to a payphone, but then I was like, I don't know nobody's number.
It's over.
He's like, you're gonna have to write down everybody else's number and leave it in my car just in case that happens. He's like, or buy me a new battery, whatever one.
Which, by the way, I should backtrack. Any of you younger people, you know who you are. If you don't know what a payphone is, it's this little kiosk they used to be able to walk up to, and they had a phone that was built into it, and you could put some quarters into it. Let me explain to you what quarters are. Quarters are monetary change that used to be printed in like a metal form, and you could just slip them into the little slits, and then they would just press the button, and you can make a call. If you didn't have any of those things called coins, you could call toll free and have the person who's picking up the call pay for that call.
Yeah, he could do it like prison.
Like prison, yes.
Just like
maybe you've seen that in prison movies. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I don't even know. I haven't seen a payphone in years. Or
give you the perfect example of payphone use. Usher's Confessions remix part 2.
They don't know what that is either.
I'm just telling everybody else that's a perfect.
Oh, they know what that is.
That
That album's straight fire. I saw you posted that on your Instagram the other day.
I was like, oh.
What station were you even listening to that had that on? Was it like oldies or something?
Pop 2K.
Oh, jeez.
On Satellite Radio.
That is okay. When we go on our trip, we're gonna have to play that album.
Yeah, we might have to
that
do
album's
that.
Straight fire.
Yeah, man, I was surprised.
It burned me as I pressed play.
They played that one, and then fucking Ludacris song. I was like, it's the club up in here.
Yeah, man.
Somehow might just get pregnant just walking by this vehicle right now. That's how lit it is in here.
There's always that very stereotypical question. If you can go back to high school knowing what you know now, would you go back?
And like what?
Change things, just replay things
just
the way they were.
Fuck everything up. Fuck up the time stream.
Well, you're not the Flash, so you're not going back to change things. I guess you just would you relive things? Do you think? I always wonder that because I have a theory that you are sometimes with certain people who you are as you are with them as you were when you kind of were with them. For example, if the best example, I guess, is the high school situation. You were a certain way in high school, and you're hopefully different than what you were then. But I feel like if you were to go back to your high school reunion, which I guess we could have tested this theory out by now, but fuck
if
them.
we were fucking invited, assholes.
I wasn't going to go anyways. But if you go back to high school, would you revert back to who you were? So all those social structures that were already built back then, would you just revert back to them? So if you were a jock then, would you go back to being the asshole jock? Or if you were like the nerdy kid that was being picked on, would you go back to that? Because then with those groups, those social structures, you default back to who you were then. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you probably do.
A little bit of me wants to test this question out, but a little bit, the other half of me knows that it wouldn't be an objective test because if I went back to it, I would probably try to do the opposite of what I would have done just to prove a point that you wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It wouldn't be an objective taste. It would be better it would be better. I don't think that's good English. Is that a good English? It would be better?
Yeah.
It'd be better? It'd be better? Whatever.
Yeah.
It'd be better to go and just be a fly on the wall. Because then you could just look at everyone and take a look and see if socially people would revert back to what they were.
I'm pretty sure they would. Like once you're around people, like situations, you just go back to what you know.
It would be interesting, man, because I did not like, I think, who I was in high school. So I think I would definitely try to be different, if not hyper different, where I would be way more sensitive to how I was and then just be completely opposite. Be like, oh no. It's going to go down now.
This seems about right.
If I don't get stabbed by one or two people there.
Yeah. I probably, if you could go back, I'd probably be the same person. Which I think like freshman year and like sophomore year, that's what comes after freshman, right? Sophomore?
Yes.
I think I was way different. And then like in the middle of, what comes after?
Junior year.
I think like towards more like the middle of junior year and like senior year, then I'm like pretty much the same person I am now. I started becoming the person I am now. Like kind of mysterious asshole dude.
I don't know, man.
Kind of quiet.
I think I definitely would change some things. I'd give a little less fucks than I did.
Yeah, see, that's what I did. Literally, because I just barely graduated.
Well, I was gonna say scholastically. That's not a word. Is that a word?
Scholastically?
Sorry, guys.
We gotta play word with friends because you need to work on your vocabulary.
Well, my apologies. I've been running for 14 hours now out of work, so I'm a little tired. Actually, I've been awake for carry the 1, roll over the 2. I've been awake for. Why is my brain not working right now?
You've been awake for 24 hours straight?
No, not 24. 12.
Minus 7.
13, 14. I've been awake for about 18 hours now.
Fuck that.
That's why I'm drinking coffee as we're talking now. Like, shitty home coffee because...
So we should just got some if you want.
We could have, but...
You want to see the aggro chick down there on...
that Starbucks lady's angry.
Yeah, that's the only one still open.
That lady needs some straight dick. That's no joke. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I wonder about that. I've also been thinking like really deeply about different like philosophies lately. I've been thinking about so maybe you can confirm this, right? I was thinking about this earlier, and this is just a rolling theory in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like, and don't get pissed off at me. I'm just trying to work this out in my heads here, people. I wonder if Hispanic people are stereotypically more prone to be materialistic. So let me flesh that out before I get a whole bunch of angry Hispanic emails. What I mean by that
They
is,
can't read English
oh
or write
shit,
English.
there you go.
You'll be
Angry emails
fine.
go to him now. What I mean by that is, I think if you grew up in a first generation, maybe second generation Hispanic family, you probably came from a certain level of like poverty or a certain level of, second generation, you're probably just starting here. First generation, you're probably just starting here. And so I'm not saying that's all that defines them, that's all that blah, blah, blah. But I think their focus primarily is to build on something because they came here from scratch.
Yeah.
And so their idea of building is having the home, having the job, having the cars, having the whatever. And I think it's a materialistic kind of focus, right? But I think you're also not deficit in experiences because you probably have a richer experiences because of what you've gone through. And so I guess it just brings and breaks up this two idea paradigm in my mind where do you live this life for accomplishments, and I'm going to phrase it as accomplishments and not as in material items, or is it more of an experience thing? And I know some of you are kind of like, the Bible tells me what we should. But what I'm saying is like, yes. If you're a faith oriented person, yes, you have like goals and things, right? But what I'm saying is like day to day. Do you find that you should be striving towards certain goals, not materials in a sense, but like goals or experiences? What's the richer commodity here?
I think you should go after your goals, but also at the same time, I think your primary thing should be the goals. But if at the same time you can also get some experience on your way to getting your goals, that'd be great.
Yeah, see, I'm not a balanced person when it comes to that. I'm one of these single-minded people where I'm really good and I could stay focused on one thing, but my vision blurs to a singular focus. Like I'm straight telescoping things because my mind is more focused on the thing, like this thing, that thing, and I often lose track of things, and my focus is bad when it comes to balancing. So I need to work on that for sure.
I think that's like hardest part in like life so far is that you have to find a balance between everything.
You and I are polar opposites when it comes to like a lot of things. Like I go balls deep in shit and I get like super into things, and you're a little bit more mellow when it comes to the flow. Like I'm way more rigid. For example, it's really funny because without talking too much about it because it's been a long day, today was my work's like holiday party. And the funniest part, man, was that we hired these photographers to do photos, and these two guys were complete freaking polar opposites. Completely. So my experience with these guys, I found out about them, and I called them to do this job, and they were supposed to meet us there like at a certain time, and I hadn't heard from them, and I called the guy who was like the main guy, and he said, oh, my partner, let's say his name is Bob. Bob's already there. But he's freaking out apparently because he doesn't think there's enough space for the photography area and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, yeah, we'll be fine. I'm sure we'll figure it out when we get there. Like he was very go with the flow, right?
That's right.
And the other guy, when I was like, I'll go meet them. So I went to meet him before the main guy. Let's call the main guy Tony and Bob. So I went to go meet Bob because he was freaking out, and I was helping him unload. And he was like very like antsy. He was very like freaked out, and I was helping him unload some of the car stuff from his car, and we were getting it in. And he was like, oh, well, at first I thought we were going to have room, but we have this whole area, so we should be fine. And then, like, later on, Bob just casually kind of, or no, what was it the guy's name? Tony comes in casually, and he's like, see, we're fine. We have plenty of room. Like, Tony was super chill. And then later on, I saw their dynamic. They were like two like estranged brothers. Tony was just busting Bob's balls the whole time, like talking shit, and he was just like giving him crap, and just he couldn't do stuff, and he was like freaking out. And I think that's like the two dualities of life. There's pieces of you that are very like mellow and just can go with the flow. Like if a wave comes, you're the type of person that just rides that wave back to shore. And then there's other people who are so egocentric is a wrong word, so OCD, maybe so rigid in their mindsets that they're like trying to find a way to get back to shore, and they find themselves like paddling against the waves. And there's a certain control aspect to that personality. And so I think you want to be in that middle ground, but I feel like most people gravitate towards either Tony or Bob. And balance, I feel like, is something I've struggled with in life. Like I'm balls to the wall on everything usually. But there's extremes. Like look at Splinter Cell. Splinter Cell goes to balls to the wall.
He does it to 100%.
And like he goes like I don't go financially balls to the wall. He's like, I just dropped $4,000 on random shit I didn't need. I was like, you just started this hobby. He's like, yeah, but I gotta have it. I'm like, all right, well, you go, dog. I'm not over here buying a carbon fiber bike because I think I'm a pro or something. You know what I mean? Like, but anyways, back to my point. So, I think there's certain dualities in life, and balance is the key. But finding that balance is at least has been a tough endeavor for me.
Yeah, man, it's hard.
Because like whether it was like the photography stuff or whether it was the fitness stuff, like I went balls to the wall and I just get immersed.
Yeah, we should get back in photography, man. Now the IG's popping off.
Instagram's been popping off. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Just get that. We just gotta get into nude modeling. We're doing it wrong for some. We're taking pictures of like
cars and
you're
like gay shit,
buildings.
Like cars.
Yeah, straight homosexual shit like buildings and landscapes. Naked hoes. That's where we should have been.
Let me guess. You'll do the body paint. I'll do the photography, right? Just full nude body paint. You'll just gotcha. That's good.
I'll be like, I'm gay as it is long, so
you're cool. Like, it's fine.
Like, aren't you a little hard right there? I'm like, what? That's
what are you talking about?
It's just all me, all
That's
natural.
A change purse. I got a change purse in there.
My fanny pack.
My fanny pack.
Yeah.
Ugh, fanny packs.
Yeah, but to go back to your balancing, yeah, that's. I guess that's why they say I'm so good at work, because they're like, oh, you're so like go with the flow about it. I'm like, yeah, that's what you gotta do.
But see, certain people find success in that.
Yeah, it's probably that's not for everybody. Like a lot of people can't do that.
So, like, I talk to friends, and those of you that I've talked to you about this know who you are. Like, certain people ride the waves of life, and they find their way to shore every time. There's no question about it. They're usually pretty good about it. And I don't seem to have that kind of luck. For example, we've talked about this before, and this goes into more metaphysical discussion about whether or not, that everybody thinks, not everybody, some people think we're like living in a simulation. And we talked about before briefly, very uneloquently, because I was dumb at the time drinking diet soda. And we talked about the idea that if we live in a simulated world where we're almost, let me backtrack. Some people have this belief that if you say things out loud, it's more likely to happen, right? Mm-hmm. And for some people, that's very true. And some of that makes you wonder if there was some sort of weird simulation going on here, whether it's the idea that you put the idea forward, which propels you to move forward towards that idea. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I guess my thing is, if that's what's going on here, because we've briefly talked about before in a different podcast, how there are people who have dumb luck. And what I mean by that is that they can go out and do a whole bunch of dumb shit and almost always find themselves in a good position. Never really in trouble too much. Look at a guy like John Jones, who's done a lot of fucked up shit, hit a pregnant woman and is not in jail. He's okay. He's just not allowed to compete in MMA for another 6 months.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you and I hit a pregnant woman and ran away, we'd have a problem.
Yeah.
So I think there's people out there, and I've met a lot of different people out there who've gotten in really fucked up situations and have stupid luck. And I wonder if some of that is because of a lack of understanding of the world around you, or maybe because it's shit. I lost my train of thought. I've been trying so hard to freaking get it back. Oh, I need freaking more sleep. Damn it.
Maybe it is just the lack of you don't understand what's going on around you. Because then when
Because
you
just
go,
that was my point, right? Because you're just
if
riding the wave.
Yeah. If you're just like, that's a train. I don't know how trains work, so I should be able to run across the train tracks before it hits me. And you're not thinking about the like consequence of it.
Yeah. And Ido Portal, the movement coach guy, he said something that stuck with me in one of his interviews. And
It's
he said,
use pool noodles, hit yourself with them.
when you get that Puno thing in a video somewhere. But he made a very good point in this interview I saw of him, where he talked about that a certain level of knowledge is very powerful. Having a certain base of knowledge, having a certain understanding of things is a very powerful tool. But when you have too much knowledge becomes paralyzing.
Yeah.
And it becomes a detriment to things. And there's a lot of good points to that. Back to your analogy when it comes to running across a train, there's only a certain amount of knowledge you need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an idea, the concepts of movement, the concepts of time, the concepts of your ability to do things, how to run, how to execute this. But when you get past that level and you get to a level where you're thinking, okay, I got to turn my feet over quickly. I got to make sure I move. Am I going to make it? Is this train way faster than I am? Am I miscalculating this? Is there a problem do I have good footwear? Am I going to slip on something? Is there a possibility? You know what I'm saying? When you take all of these variables into your mind, it does slowly let fear creep into your psyche. And because of that, we often find ourselves afraid to push certain things. And I think that's been true with me when it comes to like weightlifting, because there's been times where I've been confident in my technique, and then you learn more. And when you learn more, you start to overthink it. And then you have doubt go into your head, and then you start thinking, like, let's say you're warming up to do a heavy set of squats, and you start thinking to yourself halfway through the warm-ups, like, well, it doesn't feel that great. I should really be turning out my knees a little bit more. Well, I should be sturdier in my upper body. I feel like I'm caving over a little bit. Oh, and that one, my heels lifted a little bit. And then by the time you get to that set where you're supposed to be primed and ready to go, you have way more doubt in your head where you probably shouldn't do the lift, because now you're going to freaking maybe fail it because psychologically you're already weakened and you're going to lose it. And that's when you really get hurt. Versus the people that are just kind of like riding the wave and they don't think about things. They just know enough to get by, and they just go in blank-minded and then are able to tap into maybe some aggression or whatnot because they're not thinking about everything, and they just get it. And they're like, yeah, I did it. And you're like, well, I shouldn't have overthought it as much, should I?
Yeah, see, that's what I do when, because you have me, like, lifting slightly heavier than
you know what I'm saying? I got you
people
doing like 4 or 5 plates per side. I got neighbors' wives coming out being like, I heard Ruben's working out today.
They just give me free stuff, right?
That's right. Here, I baked you some cookies. Can I just... Can I wipe the sweat off of your chest?
And you're like, I've been working on here for 4 years. And they give me shit.
Dude, I'm telling you, every once in a while I'll have the garage open, and like all of a sudden, because some of you guys that don't know, I have like a garage gym. So I'll open the garage door, and like all of a sudden, like neighbors' wives come out. They're like watering the grass for some reason. I'm like, we have sprinkler systems. That shit, program that shit, and it does it for you. You don't got to come out here and water grass.
That's funny. But
casually, it's when the husbands aren't home either, by the way. Midday. And the husband comes home, and then like all of a sudden they come inside with all the kids.
And they just became Amish and shit. They're just praying in the back room.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but like, no, you have me like lifting a little bit, so I'm like I'm doing okay with it. And like, yeah, that's why I'm like, hey, is this like movement right? And you're like, yeah. But then you're like, okay, now place. I'm like, no. I'm like, I just need to make sure I'm not hurting myself. And then I'm like, that's enough. That's all I need to know. You're like, no, turn your ankles at 50 degrees. I'm like, no. just as long as I'm not hurting myself.
Well, yeah, but you're also picking a very difficult endeavor to start with. You're picking kettlebells, which are like complicated movements.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, I think there is a certain amount of knowledge that is paralyzing. Sometimes, for example, I've talked to a lot of friends who are older and they say, "Oh, when are you gonna have kids?" And I'm like, "Kids, I gotta go." And then. But you know we'll keep having conversation. They'll say things like, "You just gotta have them when you're dumb and young," because then their philosophy is when you get older, you start double thinking things and you think twice about things and you think you're looking for this perfect opportune time to have kids. And a lot of times you're just better off having them when you don't think about things, which is a horrible thing.
No.
I don't
No.
know. I see
Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. Who are these friends so I don't have to be friends with them? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
I know what they mean, and I probably maybe didn't phrase it right. But
hey, cream pie when you're young, that's when the
you gotta get
that's
off
when the
system.
good cream pie happens.
Oh, jeez.
What? This is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
But okay, let me phrase it in a different sense. Then I think, for example, if you want to start a business, right? If you have a passion, if you have an understanding, if you have a certain level of planning, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost better to just go for it. Use that passion for fuel to start a business.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you have a certain level of understanding, or if you overthink it in a way, then you run the risk of doubting yourself.
Yeah.
Then you're going to be thinking about the business location, about your employees, about where the money's coming in, how much you have to make. You have to think about the rent, the location, the business proposition. How are you going to get the money? How are you going to maybe get a loan? I mean, when you have all those variables in the back of your mind, it's so much easier to just say, you know what? I think I'm just going to continue to work at like Subway for like the rest of my life because this whole business thing is gonna take too much money and it's a higher likelihood of failing. And the quite honest truth is that it's got a lot higher likelihood of failing, but if you manage to succeed, it's such a high payoff, you know. And I think that's definitely a big variable is when you have too much knowledge at times. Fear does paralyze you, and it does make you think twice about your decisions. And back to our original argument, I think for different people and different philosophies of life, those are good and bad. For example, you and I are kind of polar opposites in the way we approach life. And you ride the wave a little bit more. You're a little bit more relaxed. While I'm kind of like the opposite of that, where I spend way too much time thinking about shit. I plan things out way ahead of time. I have like a list of things I got going on. I have things I got to try to accomplish. And like you and I will take road trips and you're kind of like, you just like, all right, I'm ready to go.
I still don't know when we're leaving.
Yeah. Like
the 28th.
Like we take road trips and you're like, yeah, all right, I got my jacket and I got my shoes. Let's go. And I'm over here like, all right, so we got to leave at this time. We got to get the rental car. From there, we're going to get our first gas here. I got to make sure I got my Monster Energy drink here, which, by the way, I haven't drank one of those since our last trip. And then I'm like, from here, we're going to make a stop here. We got to check in here at this time. From here, I got to meet up with this person at this time. From there, you can do whatever the hell you want. I'm going to head over here and hang out for a while. And then from there, we'll recoup, get some food. And then we'll see what we're doing around this time. Check out the next day at this time. From there, we meet up with this person.
Yeah, that was how it is.
That's how it is. And so you and I have
and
different
you're always
philosophies.
like packing like a ton of clothes with you. I'm like packing 1 or 2 shirts with me, and like I'm like I don't need to change my pants. Like I'm gonna wear these the whole time we're there.
Sometimes you get invited to a sexy party and you got to be ready.
I'm still gonna be wearing these jeans. This is my only pair of jeans. Jeans are good to wear 5 days in a row. Do you know that? Actually, I think 7 days in a row.
7.
A whole week. All
what
the stink on them.
What about these sweet cargo
You
pants?
wash those every time. It's not jean material.
Dude, look, man, cargo pants might not be the thing on a different tangent, but man, these pockets are so useful.
That's just what I was telling you when we were eating, man.
Useful.
It's been fucking cold this last week. Like, definitely, it's been cold. And so I got to wear all my jackets, and fucking inside all my jackets, there's pockets and shit. I've been like putting my phone and like my keys and all my extra stuff in here. I'm like, no wonder Jonathan wearing all these cargo pants and shit. There's pockets everywhere,
dude. And I'm thinking the way I'm going in life in about 4 or 5 months, I'm gonna start rocking those military pants where there's like pockets everywhere. It's like a gun holster attached to my thigh. I'm gonna start like, hey man, the more pockets, the more better. You know what I'm saying?
It might be, man, because I'm like, I don't want summer to come around because then I gotta take this off. I got like so many pockets right now.
Summer, you know what I got? Cargo shorts.
Still pockets, right?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like I know it's not the most attractive thing, but look, I give little fucks. So for me, it's more about comfort. And plus, like, I have a hard time buying clothes because my giant ass fucking manly ass thighs and shit. So
I thought you were gonna be like my huge ass horse meat just won't fit.
I got a third leg I gotta worry about compressing in these pants. So yeah, man, you gotta have pants. You gotta have pockets. You gotta have pockets. Like, I hate it when I see dudes walking around, which I don't know why I'm fucking admitting to what we're looking at dudes, but I'll see dudes and I'm like, dog, I could see what cell phone you got. Like the brand and shit, because I see that brick. Jeans, I can't wear skinny jeans. I'll rip through those like the Hulk in the purple pants.
We're gonna go to Kohl's. We're gonna get you in some.
Oh jeez, I need those elasticy like pants that Rogan always talks about, where they look like jeans, but they're like elasticy.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I need something like that because I'm like, where's the Brolic deadlifting section?
No, they don't have that.
I need that Brolic deadlifting cut because I can't have that skinny jean cut. That don't work.
They don't have that. None jeans.
But anyways, yeah. So back to my point. I think you need to assess your life though to figure out what kind of person you are, because, like I mentioned before, you and I are very polar opposites in that sense. And for you, you've probably been comfortable and you probably like that, and whether or not you need to change it, that's up to you. But I think there's people that ride the waves and they end up find every time and they end up in better positions every single time. And for me, I've just found greater success and maybe spending a little bit more time planning, because I think for me, when things don't work out, I get fucking irritated. So planning things and being a little bit more OCD and compulsive about the way I do things. I'm sounding really bad right now. It's allowed me to achieve a higher level of proficiency than I would have without it.
Yeah.
But I think that's a person by person basis. You know, I don't think I wouldn't consider myself one of those people that has stupid luck. Like, if I gotta go fuck up on something, I'm gonna be in jail. Like, I'm not one of these people who's just gonna walk away from hit and run pregnant woman. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
So I think, you almost got to reassess that. You in your own self.
It goes back to the point. Maybe you just be stupid, act stupid, and the best will happen to you.
Yeah, but I think if you're stupid and you act stupid and you have stupid luck, I don't think it's something you even think about.
Yeah, no.
You just live life.
Yeah, no. You're just going to be like, so...
Ignorance is bliss, right?
So if I put my dick in this and it'll feel good...
I go do this. I feel good.
Oh, you look like a Twinkie now.
Oh.
I hope nothing happens. Yeah, no, I think, like, we're using John Jones now. He's not the dumbest dude. Although.
He's not dumb, but he's not a rocket scientist. How about that?
But like, I think his excuse was like, I didn't know she was pregnant. When he hit her, he's like, "But did you run into her?" He's like, "Maybe."
I heard him on the Rogan podcast, and
what?
he said, he didn't say that, but he said kind of like something along those lines. And,
yeah.
And I was, he's
like, "Well, why'd you run?" Well, why wouldn't I run? Well, I guess that's a good point. Why wouldn't you run?
He didn't say that, but I don't know, man. I think some people I've known a lot of people who have dumb luck, man, and it works out for them every time. And it's just one of those things where you wonder, whether dumb luck, whether whatever's going to happen is going to happen despite whatever in the situation you're involved in. So the fate idea. 2, dumb luck dumb luck in the sense of like, if you don't think about your variables and your possibilities, for the most part, you're not adding the additional pressure of life to yourself. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a weird concept that I was struggling with last time we had a podcast about this, where someone like myself, who is more OCD and trying to control more of the variables, has more of is now more overthinking life. And now, because I know of these extreme variables, I am now adding those to the puzzle because I know they exist. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the idea that if this is some sort of weird simulation, you're almost creating your own existence because you're bringing those ideas into your universe versus a person who is not, who has dumb luck, let's phrase it that way. They're not bringing any negative shit into their universe, and so they're not getting those negative effects in their life. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and there was another one there, and I like threes, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, it's probably true, man. Like, back in the old neighborhood, like, we used to have that Empowered thing. You guys didn't have Empowered, did you?
No.
Yeah, I think you guys moved out by then. But we used to have it, and, like, everybody in the whole neighborhood had it. And so, like, they would always be like, oh, man, I only got $10 of Empower for the whole week. I'm like, how are you going to survive with that?
It's summer.
It's summer. Like, what the hell are you going to do? And I'm like that's crazy to me. How you're gonna make it the whole week with $10, huh? Okay. But then at the same time, maybe they don't know any other way. So they just like, to them, that's normal. And they don't.
You mean in the sense where they didn't plan for it?
Yeah, they didn't plan for it. And they just don't think like, oh, hey, what if I had $50 for the whole week? They're just like $10. That's it. That's what they're used to. So they never try anything different. They never try to break their cycle, you know?
Yeah. I think there might be other variables when it comes to that, but I think that some people do. I don't know, man. I just know of a lot of people who do some dumb shit, get into legal issues, and despite their horrible decisions, they're still fine despite everything.
That's it. So we're going to have to go back to old neighborhood and we're going to talk about all those people we don't like to see. We're going to have to survey them and see where they are in their life.
Oh, you can do that.
I'm like, so how many child support payments you got going out every month? Like 5? Yeah, that sounds right.
Ugh, child support payments.
Like, oh, where's so-and-so? He in prison? Yeah, that seems about right. Like, oh, where's Jose? He got deported? Yeah, that seems right. You know, just take a survey.
Yeah.
See
Damn,
where
you have
everybody's...
no love for the old neighborhood, do you?
Hey, man, I'm just saying. You know that's what happened.
Some people, I'm sure, didn't end in the greatest situations, I suppose.
Did you say the rape or the greatest?
Greatest situations. Maybe I mumbled that through.
I said, you're like, maybe they didn't end up in the rapiest situations. Well, yeah, that's
some
probably
of them
true.
are in jail, so depending on what they went in for, it could affect that situation.
Yeah, man, it's true. It's very true. Why is it so cold in your house, man?
Because I like it this cold, man. All year I sweat my ass off where I have to walk around here buck-ass naked because it's so freaking hot. And this is the time of the year where I can enjoy it and I can just chill. I can actually feel like a normal human being feels like normally in regular air conditioning.
It feels like death in here.
You say that. You need to thicken up your blood, son. You need heavy deadlifts.
I have the fan on in my room. It's blowing the right way to blow cold air out. And I sleep in shorts and I'm fine. When I come in here, it feels like death.
Yeah, because I don't have anything on. I like it cold, dog. I like it like, you know that episode Castle Crashers where you're in the ice castle?
That's what it feels like.
Just like that.
It feels like my heart, dead and cold, empty.
By the way, that's a good game. If you guys haven't played that Castle Crashers, that's a fun little game.
It feels like there's an ice box where my heart used to be.
Dun, 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 dun. Wait, how does it? Dun, 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 dun,
there you go.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, breakdancing.
Yeah, man, it's too cold in here.
Nah, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Dude, we didn't get a fire pit. That's what we should have got.
We should have.
Look that up on that one website we go to.
Pornhub? You're like, fire pits.
I'm gonna look that up.
You're like, this is a love-making pit.
A baby-making pit?
I have to look it up. I'm addicted with that freaking offer up now, man. I'm looking up random shit I don't even need. I'm like, yeah, I could always use a giant inflatable couch. Why not?
Yeah, I could. You don't know that I couldn't. That's for damn sure. Let's see. What was
I wonder if those are like in these are expensive. Anyways, I wonder if they're going to be pricier now because they're people use them now.
What?
The fire pits.
Maybe they might be. It's probably going to be a little bit more expensive than if we bought it in summer.
It'd be cool to have one built in the backyard, but I don't know how long. Anyways, that's a different story. So, what else going on with you, man? We had a very adult talk, actually. I think in 25 podcasts, this is the most adult talk we've had.
Hey man, you gotta have some adult
change it up every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
We need to contact some more like people and discuss things. Like I've tried contacting some YouTubers that are local
Mm-hmm.
because I want to talk to them about random different things. But I need to have them get back onto me. Get back to
I
me.
like how I typed in porn to my phone and it brought me up Hub. It just completed the word.
Yeah, your phone's like, oh, we know where you're going.
Oh, we know where you're going.
Don't worry about it. We'll complete this for you. You're like, why is there giant asses in the front page of Pornhub?
Yeah. Am I looking up fire pit? Whoa, these are all terrible things.
Are you actually on Pornhub?
Yeah.
Looking at Fire Pit?
Uh-huh.
He's gonna be like,
you wanted we had the nice conversation. Now we gotta have the horrible conversation.
Oh, geez, you gotta break the monotony here.
Okay,
Is there anything?
No, most relevant search fire pit not found. We're sorry, but the request search cannot be found.
Isn't it sad when a porn website
Another
apologizes to you? It's like, I'm sorry, your freak fetishes are not something we can meet. You're so freaky that our 2.3 million videos don't fit your needs.
Oh fuck! Look at the one all the way on the left. This is a funny diagram.
It's like, this is what it should be.
If it's not, you're doing it wrong. If you're not hitting her kidney.
Oh jeez. Get off that side before we end up getting distracted. You get lost in the deep realm of online videos.
Oh man.
You're like, hey, I never know you could do that with a giant shot glass.
I've seen some horrible stuff with the shot glass.
Oh, geez.
Okay, here's a random topic. Have you heard that song called Juju on That Beat?
Maybe. I'd have to hear it. Why? What's special about this song?
It's what all the kids are listening to now, and it is the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Do you feel like... I feel like there's a certain point where you stop liking things, and I feel like that's when you feel the oldest. Like right now I feel really old. There's a lot of songs out right now where I just don't give a flying Frenchman fuck about.
A Frenchman fuck, damn.
Yeah, because some of the songs that are out, I'm like, this is some dumb shit. Like we had some dumb shit songs in our generation. But some of the ones out now, I'm like, really? Like the beats aren't even good. Like some of the dumb songs we had a decent beat where girls were like, didn't know they were talking about, or they were dancing to a guy saying like, hey, let me show me that ass clap or some dumb shit like that. But now kids, what? But now but now I hear songs that don't even have a good beat and they still say dumb shit.
You know, it's dumb. It's very much dumb. All right, hold on. I got to make sure I'm reading this right.
What? What is it?
All right, you know Amy Schumer?
The comedian girl, yeah.
She looks like Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
She was cast to play Barbie in the movie Barbie. Like, you know, the Barbie dolls?
Well, I'm already confused. Why is there a movie about Barbie?
Apparently, because that's what we're going to do now. So, she got cast to be Barbie.
I think they could have had a couple more better options. Nothing against Amy Schumer, but I don't think she's very attractive.
Amy Schumer as Barbie should have cast Danny Trejo. Damn.
What? They should have cast what's his name?
Danny Trejo.
Damn.
That's
doing
savage.
her dirty.
Amy Schumer is to Barbie what Michael Moore is to G.I. Joe. Damn.
Doing her dirty as hell. Hey man, I can't be mad at her hustle though. She's hustling like a mofo and making money, but I don't know. That's a good casting. Plus, I don't think she's a great actress, right? Was she in the new Ghostbusters reboot?
No, I don't think so.
No, I heard that was incredibly bad. Oh, by the way, dude, I saw Doctor Strange.
Oh, was it good?
It's good, man. I don't know if it's the world that they created, but it's good. It's a really good movie. It's very entertaining. It might be one of my favorite Marvel movies.
Really?
I think it's one of my top 3 Marvel movies. Yeah.
Really?
It's good.
What's your top 3 Marvel movies?
Oh shit! I knew you were gonna ask me this.
You should have brought it up.
Okay, I have a hard time remembering any of the old ones. Which are the best? So give me a list of like the best ones.
Everybody's saying Civil War is the best.
I don't agree with that. I don't think Civil War was that good.
It was good.
It wasn't that good. Look, the problem is that by now Marvel already has its formula. Focus, son, focus.
Hold on.
Something like Pornhub.
It's not Pornhub. How dare you?
Marvel already has its recipe. You know what works, what doesn't. I thought Civil War was good. It had a lot of funny pieces in it. I feel like the Civil War in comic books was a very story-driven comic book, right? It was very focused on the struggle between Iron Man and his philosophies and Captain America and his philosophies. And I feel like the movie was rushing everything so much that it just turned into a giant battle, and you didn't really hear too much about each of the characters too much. There wasn't enough development in there. I mean, Captain America was trying to say his boyfriend, and Captain and Iron Man was like, "Oh, you got to follow the orders, Tony." And I found it uncharacteristic that Iron Man wouldn't just go to Captain America and be like, "Look, dog, we'll go get Bucky, your lover, and if afterwards you help me bring him in, we'll fucking figure this out." It turned into this weird thing where it was like, "Fuck you, I'm not helping you, and when I find him, I'm going to put him in jail, and I'm going to put you in jail for not listening." Like, it felt very uncharacteristic after they've shared all these epic moments together. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I will once again say, though, that Thor little mini skit of him, what he was doing during Civil War, is still fucking hilarious.
Yes. It's fucking best thing
Yeah,
ever.
It's hilarious. But
literally, it's better than anything DC's put out ever.
it's very good. So, okay, what other Marvel movies were there that you really liked?
Iron Man 1. Everybody says that's top.
I like
top.
Iron Man because I think Robert Downey Jr. plays the character of Iron Man so well. If you look at the comic book, if you look at even the Iron Man cartoon, he plays that douchebag, confident, narcissistic character very well. Very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he has a good look for him, and he plays him spectacularly.
Yeah. All right. So Iron Man 1, everybody says is really good. Let's see what else. Guardians of the Galaxy, Winter Soldier, they say is really good. Ant-Man, you don't love Ant-Man. People love Ant-Man.
I thought it was a good experience, but I wasn't a super fan of it. Thors
are out there.
You know what I love about the Thor series? I love the fact that they were able to create Asgard. I feel like Asgard is one of those places where I'm like, if I can go there, I'll take a trip there. Because it seems like a cool freaking place. It seems like a real cool place to experience. I don't know. I guess, I don't know. I have to go through the whole roster of Marvel movies. But I think I like Iron Man. Doctor Strange is definitely up there. I don't know what I'd pick with my third one. Maybe the first Avengers movie, because it had so much hype behind it, and it had so many epic moments. Like the part where the Hulk just turns into the Hulk and just fucking punches that giant thing in the face and just crushes it, or he's like jumping building to building, picking up like those are some epic moments. But Doctor Strange is good. My only problem with Doctor Strange is that they use that Inception shit a little too much. I think another great thing about Doctor Strange is that I came into it way more ignorant because I didn't know a lot about the character beforehand. So I don't know how close it sticks to the actual source material.
Close.
And I think that is it Benedict Cumberbatch? That's a bad motherfucker too. That guy's a good actor.
Sherlock, man. Good. Sherlock's a shit.
He's good, man. He makes you believe it, even down to like when spoiler alert, when he hurts his hands, like even the fact that he's shaking throughout those scenes, like makes you believe it.
Yeah, he's a good actor, man. He's a real good actor.
I think they might have changed a little bit of the lore because, and this isn't, this might be spoilers. Assume this is a spoiler. In the comic books, does Doctor Strange use the energy from Dormammu's dimension for his powers?
Possible.
I might have spoiled it a little bit for you. Because the chick, the old one. What is it? What's her name?
Ancient one.
The ancient one. She supposedly in the movie uses the magic from the Dormammu dimension, and that's what makes her so powerful.
That's probably not right. But
I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right. But I do know in the recent comic books, Doctor Strange actually didn't know this, but there's a whole bunch of people who kind of pray back at his other dimension temple or whatever, and they're actually taking the brunt of all his damage. He didn't know that.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really fucking dark because he gets there and all those people are like, they get beat up instead of him.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really dark, and that's the secret that one. Who's that dude that's always with him? That's caretaking everything.
Not Mordo. That's a bad guy.
That's the bad guy. No,
Chan Lee.
That guy. Yeah, whoever that guy is. He knew about them, and he just never told them.
Damn.
Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of people that basically not pray to him, but kind of pray to him, and they take the brunt of the damage. Whenever you use, no. What it is whenever he uses magic, because it does come from a dark place, they're absorbing that dark energy or something like that.
Damn, that's crazy.
And he finds out about it in one of the recent comic books, and then he's like, doesn't want to use magic anymore. It's a really good story, but they haven't fleshed it out yet. But anyways, overall though, great. It had a little funny quirks in it. I don't know how true any of the story is, like how he gets the cape, and I did not like the fact that the eye of Agamotto is actually the time gem. I thought that was kind of cheap, and then it puts you in a weird position. This is some nerdy shit. It puts you in a weird position.
So you're gonna go deeper than I was anticipating.
Yeah, I am. Well, it goes into some deeper shit because if Thanos gets all the stones, which he's got to get them, right? So what's going to happen when he takes the Eye of Agamotto stone out and he takes Vision's forehead the fuck out? You know what? Do you know what I'm saying?
when Thanos just grabs Vision and literally skull fucks him to death.
Well, the stone's in his forehead, right?
Yeah.
So you got the forehead stone, the Eye of Agamotto, the liquid that's the ether, which is what? The reality gem. What are the other ones? The Tesseract is the...
space.
Is that the same one that was in Loki's staff?
That's the mind.
That's all of them, right?
The soul stone.
The soul's the one in Vision.
Is it?
Isn't it?
We're missing one still. The one Adam Warlock has.
Or maybe we're missing one. So, anyways, long story short, I mean, well, the only ones you got to worry about is Vision and Doctor Strange. And if Doctor Strange's thing gets taken out, and even in this movie, he wasn't the greatest soldier. He wasn't the greatest magician. He ends up being, what is it called? What's his? Sorcerer Supreme. He ends up being the Sorcerer Supreme, but he's not like super proficient. This is like year one of Batman.
Yeah.
So what's he gonna do against Thanos? Like he's not ready yet. But I think he's gonna be. That's spoiler. I won't talk about that. So I don't know what's gonna happen. Like he's not super good at magic, and the Eye of Agamotto kind of got him out of trouble in this movie. So, and then Vision, once they pop his head off and he steals a stone, like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are they gonna rebuild Vision without the stone? Are they gonna
maybe
find a way around?
They'll probably just kill him.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be interesting, but I think it is one of my favorite movies. I liked it.
Interesting. I have to go watch it. See what I'm doing tomorrow. It's in the movie theaters.
It should be, but I went during an off day, and the first showing was like 11. I was like, what?
Did you go to the Doom?
The new one, yeah. Yeah. Because I had a free pass, remember, because they messed it up.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm like, is this still good? They're like, yeah, this one's always good. It's a re-entry. I was like, that's right. Never forget.
So what you told him?
I do dumb douchey shit like that where people are like, oh yeah, this is the. I'm like, yeah, no, I know it's good. It better be good. Never forget.
See, that's why they don't give you free shit or start conversations with you when we're anywhere.
Yeah, well, I think see. This is the thing, man. There's a double-edged sword. I can try to laugh at the joke like I do during these podcasts, and then people don't think his shit's funny, or I can not laugh at it and hope that they think I'm being sarcastic and funny, but then they think I'm just being an asshole. So I can't win. So fuck it. I'll just be an asshole.
Yeah.
Fudge it. Damn, how did we talk for all this time already? I thought we just...
What is it?
We got into 54 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, man. For a while, I was like, how am I going to keep this adult talk going for so long without dick jokes? We did pretty good.
We got like 25 minutes without dick joke. Let me go on. We've done this in a while.
Use a hoe.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna go to Urban Dictionary.
Oh, you go over there. What, are you gonna look up some shit? What are you gonna look up?
I'm just finding a random word and we'll see what it means.
Oftentimes, though, when you do that, it doesn't give you like a funny one. It gives you like just legitimate funny terms. You're like, oh, okay.
I think you're wrong. I'm gonna find a funny one.
All right, you go for it then. You go for it. You let me know. Taking a long time loading up that Urban Dictionary there, dog.
I have to figure out how to spell urban. Words are horrible.
Are you like on the main page or what?
Yeah.
Man, memes are my thing right now. Like, there's so many memes. I can just laugh like a giddy little girl with just memes.
All right, let me give you some quick hitters off the
Main page, the splash page, if you will.
Okay, maybe a few. Trumpophobia.
Trumpophobia.
The fear of Donald Trump.
Oh, jeez.
A Trump Christian. A self-declared follower of the Christian faith and also loves Donald Trump. You want an example?
Sure.
Trump Christian? Billy Bob. I can't wait until Trump kicks all the Mexicans and refugee families out of the country.
Oh, jeez.
It'd be great if he waterboarded them on the way out. Trump Christian, America on that, brother. I'm not even, that's what it says here.
Can I just make up a word and put it on there?
Yeah, you can. All right, here's another one. From December 2nd. That's just today.
Recent, yeah.
Baby in the closet.
Baby in the closet.
When a woman is pregnant and is keeping it a secret. Don't tell anybody, but I swear Elena's got a baby in the closet.
Baby in the closet, jeez.
What? Oh, I'm not going to read that one. That's horrible. All right. All right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Wank shelter.
Wank shelter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A safe haven which could be limited to a closet, toilet, single room, or a complete house where a male orgasm is able to produce semen by hand without being disturbed.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, it is.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, man, I think we should make up some words on here.
We should make up some. I'm gonna start thinking of some, and maybe next week we'll enter them into Urban Dictionary, and then we'll just say them to you guys and have you guys use them so we can start the movement of horrible terms I want to start.
Yeah. All right, this is one to end on right here.
All right, what do you got?
Tell everybody to follow the links and everything.
Yeah, follow the links. All info's below. Social media, YouTube's, links to download this. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, thumb up, thumb down, comment, whatever, all that good stuff. Show some love. All right, final thoughts. What's the word here?
I heard you using the microwave.
That's the word?
That's the whole...
That's a phrase.
That's
it's a phrase. Okay, what is a phrase? Okay, go ahead.
This means that somebody was too loud during sex the night before.
That's some roommate shit.
Yeah. Microwave refers to the coitus that we had.
Coitus
that we had.
That's that one thing that guy said in that video.
Justin, good morning, guys. How did you sleep? Carly, not very well. Justin, why? Carly, I heard you using the microwave last night. Oh, dear. You're just jealous because you heard her use the microwave, but you can't handle that heat.
This is like fire.
So there you go.
Oh, see, people, we talked about adult topics. We went into some hella nerdy talk, and then we dropped some hood knowledge on you.
Straight hood knowledge. Have a good time using the microwave, everybody.